Hey guys, welcome back. You're watching Channel of the Avatar. My name is Caballero, and I'm live streaming, live streaming this video in YouTube, in Twitch, in Smashcast, in Mixer, in Dailymotion, and even in Periscope. Okay, so as you can see right now, I'm just chilling in my house, in my ornate greenhouse row house in Bladewick. So Bladewick is a player-owned town governed by brass knuckles, and it's located in the Kell region, right next to Exeter. So what am I doing at home? Well, I'm here at home because I'm going to check out the newly released R45 instructions. So Starr just posted about the instructions for R45 or release 45, and I'm going to go through it. I'm going to go over it. So let's go and check out the release 45 instructions. And as you can see, my screen became small, but I'm still here, and behind me is the R45 instructions. So let's go and check it out. Let's go over it together. Okay, so you'll see Starr's avatar in the forum and in the official website, I guess. So here we have the release 45 instructions, and it says here scene polish. Okay, release 45 is our first release after reaching the story complete milestone last release. So the story is complete. You can play the story from beginning to end. In fact, there are already a lot of avatars wearing the Shroud of the Avatar. You know, the title of the game. It's an actual item. At first I thought it was just some kind of metaphor or something, but it's literally an item, the Shroud of the Avatar. Okay, so we are now able to focus on polishing the game experience. This release, we have rebuilt multiple scenes, and added more quests, polished the user interface, and continued to balance combat. Okay, scene polish. Once again, a huge amount of work went into world building and scene polish this release. One of the main towns along the path of truth is Exeter. Nice. We took time in release 45 to polish this town to better align it with its description, in the Sword of Midras, as well as the Greco-Roman styles of the nearby city of Xenos. Additionally, we rebuilt 3 scenes: Longfall Woods, Middle Downs, and South Broken Road. Over the next several releases, we will continue rebuilding scenes along the paths of truth and courage. So it's nice to hear or read that Exeter underwent a makeover. Quests, polish, and side quests. Again, Bladewick, the town where I'm currently in, is right next to Exeter. That's why it's very nice that it got a makeover. More people will go and check it out, and hopefully those people will drop by Bladewick. Quiz. Sorry about that. Quiz. It's not a quiz, it's a quest. Quest polish and side quests. In addition to scene polish, we also spent significant time polishing quests along the paths of truth and courage, as well as creating more side quests along those paths. Avatars who have obtained the Dread artifacts can now sacrifice themselves at each Titan Colossus in order to obtain the Dread reagents that power those artifacts. The new side quests this release include a repeatable courage activity, but we can't talk about it because of the first rule of wait. It's already said too much. I've already said too much. Okay, so now those with the dread artifacts can kill themselves, I believe. So that is what sacrificing is, and I believe you'll lose experience points. I'm not so sure, but I think I think that that is what's going to happen if you sacrifice. Of course, I could be wrong. You can always check the forum for more information about that. User interface polish, nice. Okay, so some of the complaints made by new players and even older players is the user interface. It's not very user friendly. We were able to polish various aspects of the user interface as well as implement major new features such as the ability to separate chat into multiple windows. We also implemented the first iteration of Discord integration, which, while still only rudimentary, is already quite powerful. Additionally, we added a private property tooltip to help prevent accidental taps. What? Private property tooltip? To help prevent accidental taps. Okay. I'm looking forward to how this private property tooltip will work in the game. Improved tooltips for equipment that indicates the type of pattern that can be applied. Autocomplete for the /w whisper command, a player suggestion, and a host of other improvements. So we now have autocomplete. Perforce meltdown. We completed all these new features, new content, and polish despite losing almost an entire week of work when the server that runs our source control completely failed. Source control is how we maintain versions of all our data and code. This allows us to share content with each other. We check items out and then check them back in when we are done, and also allows us to revert to previous revisions of something if something goes wrong. Our instance of Perforce, that is the software that we use to source control, was corrupted due to some defective hardware on the computer that it was running. It took a week to get it back on and running, and we lost a lot of our revision history. In the end, we were able to get back almost everything and make our release on time as always. With only a few items not making the release because of this issue. Okay, so this is basically just informing us of a problem that they encountered, a hardware problem that they encountered during this while working on this release. Okay, so let's go down. Release 45. So R45 August 31, that is tomorrow, but for me it's already August 31 because I'm in the future. But don't ask me for winning lottery numbers because I have no idea, even though I'm in the future, because maybe your future is different from my future, the multiverse or something like that. I don't think multiverses work like that. Anyway, originally Edgeter was cloned from Kingsport. While we made significant changes to the scene to make it unique, we still felt it needed more polish. It also needed more obvious visual references to the historical locations mentioned in The Sword of Midrash, the prequel novel written by Tracy Hickman and Richard Garriott. Okay, so we have here some at least a screenshot of Edgeter. I didn't know that Edgeter was a clone of Kingsport. Next we have Longfall Woods. Longfall Woods is a heavily forested Tier 2 area near Erie in the Longfall region. I was just there, Longfall region. I checked like at least 3 player-owned towns. 2 of them were governed by Lazarus Long. Okay, so that was not planned. I checked player-owned towns kind of randomly. When I see a player-owned town that has a lot of there are like at least 4 or 3 houses on the overworld map, I tend to check them out. Long fall. Okay, so part of our focus of the next few releases is on building the lower tier scenes near the cities along the paths of truth and courage. Up until this point, most of these scenes have been clones of other scenes. Okay, Long Fall, look at that. We have a picture of Long Fall. Just a picture. It's taking a few seconds to load, a while to load. And there you go, look at that. It looks nice, but they need to update. They need a better machine because this screenshot is very grainy. Okay, so we have Middle Downs. I don't think I've checked out Middle Downs. Middle Downs is a hilly tier 1 scene near the mountains with a network of burial mounds and an abandoned village. It's also part of our efforts mentioned above to build out. Okay, so this is Middle Downs. So my guess is this is the abandoned village. Maybe we can claim those houses, and live in Middle Downs. Close. Next is South Broken Road. South Broken Road is a tier 2 scene composed of a winding road through the mountains, filled with various encounters including plunderers and undead. Like Middle Downs above, South Broken Road is also a part. Okay, so this is South Broken Road. See that? I forgot the name of the place already. I'm not very good in remembering names, unfortunately. Okay, so this one looks nicer than the other screenshot. Okay, Truth and Courage side quest. We have begun adding side quests to the paths of Truth and Courage. One example added in release 45 is a quest to save Mildred that sends you to Middle Downs. Okay, no wonder they polished or uncloned that scene. We also added a repeatable activity related to the courage in Resolute and Airy, but we cannot talk about it because of its first rule. Siege encounters and courage. Spoiler, now everyone who receives credit for killing an obsidian Kabbalist will also receive an amount of courage virtue. Okay. Sacrifice for dread reagents. Spoilers, players can now visit the 3 Titan Colossi or Colossi and visit an Oracle automaton to sacrifice themselves. Invoke the death decay penalty. See, okay, so sacrificing yourself will invoke or will trigger the XP decay, and thus gain the dread reagents needed to power the dread artifacts. Please note that due to the power of these artifacts, only one reagent can be obtained from these automatons at a time. Daily experience award move. By request, we have moved the daily pooled experience award so that it is now awarded by the Oracle as part of her virtue test. Okay, so who requested that? Seriously, why did you made it more complicated? Before, you'll just have to log in and you'll get the rewards, the daily rewards. Now you'll have to go to the Oracle. What if you forgot to visit the Oracle? I always forget visiting the Oracle, so now I won't get the bonuses. Okay, so that was a not so good request. I'm not even sure if anyone requested that. Okay, Sequana, the Titan of Love, now properly displays the visual effects of her Heart of Sorrows while she has it equipped. Malice, we reconstruct the skeleton barrier puzzle. I hate puzzles. Skeleton barrier puzzle using the new interactive system and updated the clue letter to reference gems instead of letters. More work on improving Malice is scheduled for R46. Solace Bridge, we adjusted the location of the starter bow to make it easier to find for new players. Okay. I just kind of pick up the bow near the dead guy. Lighting, we polish the default color gradients that control various scene lighting elements such as fog color, so they have a more natural looking response to the sunlight throughout the day to night cycle. Insects around lanterns, we polish the visual effects that simulate insects around lanterns. Our Doris Palace guards, the guards at the gates no longer require a password to advance through the gates. Okay. If players had previously visited the opposing palace, the gate switches now act identically to the other gates throughout the game. So I got stuck there while doing a quest in the Path of Courage. I need to talk to Lord Siranto, I believe, or Siranto. I need to talk to Lord Siranto, and I couldn't enter the gate. The guards won't let me in. They kept asking me for a token. So at least now I don't need the token. I'm planning on redoing the quest because it got bugged, and now I don't have to spend an hour just thinking of a way to enter the gate. Nightshade Pass, we reduced the difficulty of some enemies near the entrances for this scene to accommodate easier access to the opposite side. The difficulty of enemies at Hilt Fortress remains unchanged. Stealing fines lowered. We have lowered the fines considerably for stealing until such time as we have better visual clues and we have ways to escalate the fines for repeat offenses. Previously, the fines were 100 times the value of the item plus 100 gold. For now, they are simply the value of the item plus 100 gold. Okay, so the fines for stealing was very steep, especially for new players, and a lot of new players were affected by this because they didn't know that stealing is bad. Okay, so if you're watching this and you're planning to play Shroud of the Avatar, I tell you now that that stealing is bad. Don't go around stealing items from NPCs or from the people of the land, as they call it in Log Horizon. Scene fixes, we went through a ton of scenes in the game, fixing major and minor bugs including conversations, stock spots, floating assets, missing assets, bad NPC controls, inaccessible ore nodes, missing collision, audio issues. Okay, look at that. A lot of towns, Airy, Aldwater, Ardoris. Okay, so they went through all these towns and fixed all those bugs. Highvale Outskirts delayed. Highvale Outskirts has been built. All the basic spawning is complete and some of the side quests are also in. However, due to the Perforce meltdown, we did not have the time to get the main quest lines complete. So sad. Look at that. Quest reset delayed. Okay, so I was looking forward to this. We are holding the quest reset function until release 46 because Highvale Outskirts has been delayed. Okay, so that makes sense. I guess I'll wait another release for the reset. Performance focus will continue to be made on performance improvements including stability, frame rate, memory, and load times. Trophy heads. We moved the trophy heads to their own set of textures. Previously, even though you would only see the head for the trophy, we had to load the texture for the entire creature into memory. Oh, that was bad. Seriously, guys, why are you doing that? Or why did you do that? Look at that, 200 MB for every city map, which hurt performance. Obviously, 200 MB, that is big. Duplicate shaders. We believe we finally tracked down some of the issues with both hitching and load times. While this fix likely won't make the initial release, we hope to have it one of the early patches. Okay. Optimize tree and grass removal. What? Optimized tree and grass removal. Tree and grass removal system for city maps was optimized. Okay, that was good. This was impacting both initial load times and the performance of the game while the properties were streamed in. Optimized interactive GOM object startup logic. I have no idea what that is. What is? It's not GOM. It's game. Okay, the A looks like an O. Game object startup logic. In large scenes, several seconds were being spent on startup logic for doors, torches, chests, and barrels. Okay. Growing memory improvements. While by no means it is completely fixed, the memory growth in the game should be noticeably better as our efforts to remove any runtime memory allocations continue. Okay, so guys, to Portalarium, if I'm sure you guys can lower the memory requirement to 4 GB. Right now it's like the minimum is 8 GB. The Elder Scrolls Online started when I first played it. I had like 4 GB of memory, and back during these closed beta weekends I tried the Elder Scrolls Online and it was terrible. But after a few years, their minimum requirement is now 3 GB. Look at that. I can now play the Elder Scrolls Online on my computer. if they were able, I know they have like 200 people working on the game, but still, if they were able to optimize the game and reduce the minimum memory requirement to 3 GB, I'm sure you guys in Portalarium can also reduce the 8 GB to maybe at least 4 GB, because I just by the look of the game alone, I don't think Shroud of the Avatar should need like 4 GB of memory to run or to play the game. Okay. So next we have performance due to loss. Okay, so they're just repeating what has been said. Boss creature health. The difficulty of creatures with health greater than 2000 hit points is now significantly scaled down. Wow, so I guess now I can kill those trolls. This was just one tweak made for offline combat balance. We plan to make several more before launch. Okay, so this is for only for offline mode. Okay, too bad. Single player offline combat balance delayed. Player housing. Okay, so we have cloaks as decorations. Over 50 cloaks can now be placed as wall decorations. Yes. When turning the cloaks into decorations, we were inspired by the traditional method in which the Japanese hang kimonos on bamboos. Tenant ID on items. Items placed by lot tenants will now display the owning tenant's name in the mouse over tooltip for that item. This will reduce confusion created by anonymous tenant items on lots that had multiple tenants. Okay, that is good. Look at that. This looks awesome. Shogun Crafting Pavilion Homes. Wow, look at that. This thing is gonna be a bestseller. It has 3 floors, so you can put the crafting pavilion or the crafting stations on the first and second floor, which is awesome. Or you can put the crafting stations on the first floor, and then you can make the second floor the living area. And you can make the third one as your own personal space. When we rebuilt the town of Celestis, we also rebuilt the crafting area and made a custom crafting pavilion in the Shogun style. Players loved it and requested that we make a player version of it, so we did. The single-story Shogun crafting pavilion is craftable, and the ornate 2-story crafting pavilion can be found in the add-on store. Note that these have to be homes, not decorations, so that pathfinding to crafting stations will work properly. Very nice. Look at that. Let's take a look at this. Look at that. I like it. So this is the ornate one. So there is a craftable one. It only has one floor, but doesn't matter. Next we have Pirate Galleon Townhomes. Players love the city-size pirate galleons, but not everyone has a city-sized lot to put them on. Players requested that we, okay, sure. They're big, look at that. More inns, look at that, more inns, this is awesome. With the launch of the tenant and door permissions systems, we have started creating buildings and specifically tailored for facilitating renting rooms. Each inn features a ground level floor with a large common room and a single private room suitable for kitchen or innkeeper's room, as well as 3 upper floors that have 5 rooms. Okay, so it's the description in the add-on store. Elven Inn. The Elven Inn has the characteristic ornate wooden carvings and carved roof lines of similar Elven structure. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Okay, so I'm going to say this is the best looking Elven house that I've seen. I kind of don't like the design of the other Elven houses. They look weird, but this one, I like it. Okay, I like the look of this one. The only thing that the artists miss is, you see this line over here at the side, that shouldn't be there. The artist should have placed a wood, something that will cover this line. Okay, so it looks weird. So it looks like it's, you know, a computer game. You can only do that in a computer game world. So it does. This kind of takes me out of the game. Okay, when it comes to immersion, just looking at this picture, based on this picture. So the artist or the designer should have placed another green wood to cover this thing. It doesn't look nice, but overall, this is the best Elven house that I've seen. Although I haven't seen them all, but for the ones that I've seen, I like this one better. Next we have the Obsidian. This thing has a roof deck. My goodness, now I want this one. Oh my goodness, this thing costs like $100. Wow, I kind of want it. I don't like the design because it's basically just a box, but the thing that I like about this Obsidian Inn is the roof deck. Okay, you can decorate the roof deck. Okay, so 1 2 3 4. Okay, next we have number decorations. With the addition of the aforementioned inns, players have been requesting ways to identify the individual rooms in this building, so we have created individual number decorations. And then, the reason why I don't like this is because each number is an object, and since each is an object, placing them as decoration will use your decoration limit. There are like 15 rooms, and that will not use 15 objects. That will use 20. From 1 to 9, I mean 14 at least. 1 to 9, and then 10, that's 2 numbers, 1 and 0. 11, 2 numbers. So it will use valuable decoration object space. Okay. Although you have like 350 or 400 space, but still it will use those up. Okay, so these are available in the island store, and there is also a crafted version, which is always good. So we have here clocks. We have added 8 clocks to the game, including grandfather clocks, mantle clocks, and wall clocks. All of the clocks have working hands that are aligned to New Britannian time. They can be found in the add-on store. Note that in release 46 we will be adding 6 craftable versions. So right now these clocks are just let's take a look at them. So this is one of the clocks, and this is the grandfather clock. Okay, so they look nice, but they are available only in the add-on store. Craftable versions will come in next release or next month. Next we have etched glass top buried wood furniture collection. Okay, let's take a look. This collection of 12 glass and wood pieces. Those are glass? They don't look like glass. I'm not sure about the design. They look nice, but I'm not convinced that there is glass. Or maybe it's just me. Okay, next we have sigil tapestries. Look at that. More decorations to make your homes or houses more beautiful. Next we have removal of pre-placed skip and castle walnuts. Okay, so that is old news. Wall and fence calling. We have fixed an issue that was causing placed walls and fences on player lots to disappear much earlier than the houses. Now they should both stay visible at the same distance. Okay, so I'm going to go. I need to do something, so be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So where was I? POT Overworld's population indicator fixed an issue where these were incorrectly indicating the current number of occupied lots in a player-owned town. Okay, I guess that is not good because it's a fix. Inventory sub-containers permission display. Containers within containers. What? Now properly display permission levels. So containers within containers. So I thought this was not possible. I tried putting a container in another container and it won't let me. So if that is a bug, at least based on this, I assume that we can now place containers within a container, which is good. Because right now whenever I have an extra container, I put it in the bank. So my bank is filled with containers because I can't put them in another container. The game won't allow me. Sheet music on utility bar while at piano. Fix an issue where sheet music could not be used from the utility bar. Okay, Destination lot marker on compass. Fix an issue where the marker on the compass for the lot you were going to was not clearing when you change scenes. House and furniture fixes. Look at that, a lot of fixes. So see the list of affected houses and items. That's a lot. Okay. R44 lot did raffle tickets, so this will happen tomorrow. So we'll get to win or get a chance to win at least 10 place anywhere deeds and 10 player owned town deeds. So if you are a new player and you wish to you can't afford to buy a deed from other players because they're very expensive right now, I suggest that if you have like 100 gold, 100,000 gold, or maybe 10,000 gold, I suggest that you buy a ticket and to enter this raffle. This is your best chance of getting a deed for free. Well, it's not actually free because you're going to buy a raffle ticket. So where do you buy these tickets? Well, you can buy these tickets from any homes and decoration NPC merchants. Most towns, especially the big ones, the player-owned towns, they have a decoration or a home NPC merchant. New and updated dynamic POTs. Okay, so these are player-owned towns. So we have Alaman, Arcadia. Okay, Brayside. I don't know how to read that. Isle of Ghosts. Jade Valley, Justice Hold, Lake Cruzabo. So it looks like towns are getting upgraded. So and that means players are claiming lots in those towns. Because if you don't upgrade, you won't have enough space or enough lots to place in your town. So if towns are upgrading, that means there are more players coming in. We're not feeling it, unfortunately. So we have Lake Kusabo, Mempomai upgraded to Hamlet, converted to Swamp. I can't read that. Needhugger, Hamlet, Painted Caves, Salisbury Plains. Look at that, Salisbury Plains. I've been there. There's not a lot of activity, but it was upgraded to Hamlet. Sequana's Peace, Storm Song Vale upgraded to City. Ulrich, Vale St. Julie, Veritas Sanctuary. Okay, formerly Welcome Center. Okay. I guess it was sold or something like that. Blood Bay housing delayed. Okay, so for those waiting for to get a house in Blood Bay, sorry. Combat, we will continue to polish visual effects related to combat, and we will continue work on overall combat balance. Creature flea behavior, we continue to polish how creatures use the flea mechanic. Last release we changed the numbers associated with frequency. This release we have made changes to how enemies find a position and how they move out of player range. Okay, these changes should make fleeing much less intrusive and destructive to the play experience. Spell VFX polish, visual effects. We continued polishing the visual effects for various magic spells, including the following: Chaos Bolt, Confusion, Dazzling Rays, Ghosts, Moonbeams, and Vanish. Powering up lock skill. So this is a very tricky thing to do. Pressing and holding or clicking and holding a lock skill will charge it up and give some result as stacking. So I don't know how you'll do this, especially if you are in combat. For me, I don't just stand in place. I'm kind of move around when I'm fighting. So how will I hold a skill down when I'm moving? I need my two hands to do that. Insufficient focus highlight. I'm sure those who are expert in PvP, expert in fighting, will, won't have a problem holding a skill down while fighting. Maybe they have like 3 arms or 4 arms. Insufficient focus highlight. The focus bar now flashes when attempting to use a skill without the correct amount of words of power. When you cast a spell, you now say the associated words of power in the chat window. More chat spam. Chat spam. Healing Blast icon. Healing Blast now has a unique icon. Ghost and Death Magic. Ghosts are now highly resistant to Death Magic, although not immune. Obsidian Golems. These creatures now generate a field that nullifies magic. Use alternate strategies involving combat skills and weapons to defeat them. Melee combat animation polish. Okay, so we have polish for 200 bludgeons and 100 polearm and 200 polearm. Enemy out of range issue. We fixed an issue where enemies could not be hit, resulting in the infamous enemy out of range message. Note, we actually patched this late in R44. Armor switching buff issue. You are no longer able to switch armor types and retain the previous armor types buff. Makes sense. DOTs cannot be dodged. Of course, it's damage over time. Maybe the initial hit can be dodged. Anyway, but once you got hit, you are already burning. How can you dodge that if you're already burning? Reticle visibility. Fix an issue where the reticle would sometimes remain visible while dead. Acrobatics. Fixed description. Okay. Crystal Sword. Added more information to tooltip to better describe damage output. Movement animations after attacking. Fix an issue where the lower body would not transition to running when moving after starting certain skills. PvP XP bonus. Fix bug where PvP bonus was being granted in solo party zones. What? Really? Stacking cooldown issue. Fix issue where skill stacking via press hold would break if pressed while in cooldown. Quad slash. Updated to hit up to 2 targets per swing instead of just 1. Okay, makes sense. I always use the quadruple slash because I'm a blade. My avatar is basically a blade user. It's good to know that it's now hitting two enemies. Pugilism or pugilism. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm just going to, because the word is pug. So I guess it's called pugilism. If not, then it's pugilism. What is like feudal Japan or something? Anyway, so this is like melee, hand-to-hand, bare knuckles, bare arm combat. It's like kung fu. They should be called kung fu or something like that. New skill in the subterfuge tree that increases damage in hand-to-hand. Players should not expect this to replace their trusty sword, but with a good strength and skill, players can dish out some significant damage. I'm going to get this skill. It looks awesome. The description. No decay in city scenes. That's in city scenes should no longer trigger any decay losses. It should. Why should it be different from adventure scenes? You die, you lose XP. I guess a few players were complaining about it, and they say Shroud of the Avatar or Portalarium doesn't listen to their players. Well, they definitely listen here, because now you won't lose XP when you die in city scenes. Okay, new avatar eyes. We replace the player avatar eyes with more polished and more realistic looking eyes that better convey the look of a lens and iris. Norgard Citizen Merchant Royals. Okay. I kinda don't like the outfits. I don't like the yellow. Okay, so yellow and brown. It's very earthly. I like the color yellow, but not. But if you combine it with like brown, look at that. It looks like poop. There should be a poop icon somewhere here. Okay, in release 44, we added Norgard guards to the scenes in the Norgard and Verdandis regions. In release 45, we have updated the rest of the NPCs in those regions to match the Viking theme. Let's take a look. A closer look. They look really nice. I just don't like the colors. They look like poop. Okay. Now you can roleplay Game of Thrones in Shroud of the Avatar, you know. We have the Northmen from Winterfell and the surrounding lands. Okay, so we now have Winterfell outfits in Shroud of the Avatar. Okay, Norgard barbarians, human enemy NPCs in the Norgard and Verdandis regions have had their visual updated to match the Viking theme of the area. Note that this is the first pass, and we expect to expand the variety of these visuals further in R46. Scepter of the Dread. We polish the model and texture of this dread artifact. Offhand items and use animation. Offhand items like torches now stay in your hand when you interact with items like loot, chests, etc. This is especially helpful with torches. Level up visual effects polish. We polish the visual effects that play when you level up a skill. New clothing. We have party hat, miner's hat, ornate doublet. What is a doublet? Ornate buckled crosshatch gambison. I have no idea what a doublet is. And this is the ornate gambison. Looks nice. So the model is female, but this is actually unisex. Both male and female avatars can wear the same outfit. Community cloaks. We created 2 cloaks to support community events this release. We have ZinCon 2017, Hatter's Party 2017. Okay, look at that. The cloak. Well, it looks like the fur cloak, but the color is kind of weird. It's purple. Talk about standing out. It's purple. Maybe they should make it blue. Okay, maybe blue. Blue is better, or even red. You know, red, but purple. You can get this cloak without attending the event if you pay $25, I believe. This is a very expensive cloak. Pet emotes. We created a new set of emotes for all pets. Nice. Seating happens by default whenever your pet is idle, but can also be commanded from the right-click menu. Dancing is a command that can be purchased. Okay. So if you want to make your pet dance, you'll need to buy it from the add-on store. Daily experience award move. By request, we have moved the daily pulled. Okay, they already said this. So now you'll need to talk to the Oracle to get your daily reward. Bug fixes. Shiny chickens. I've never seen that. Shiny chickens. Torch of Jarek. Moon Tower. Walking and playing. Fix an issue where avatars would not return to idle animations. Okay. Cloak cloth fixes. Nameplates. Fix an issue so these are no longer visible through walls. Heart of Sorrows. Stealth and light enchants. 3 creature delayed. Okay, so I was looking forward to that as well, you know. 3 creatures like those in Lord of the Rings. They have 3 creatures. Crafting, more recipes and more patterns. Gear type tooltip. So you'll now see what gear type the armor is, but in the tooltip they added that. Merchant recipe tooltips. Recipes now display the skill requirement, whether or not you have learned the recipe. Plants sold by merchants, some that are used in crafting, now have different unique names. Good. So recipes, we have miner's hat, wooden numbers, party hat, shogun crafting pavilion, crystal sword replica. You can now use the hilt. So you can only do this if you have if you own the actual crystal sword, the hilt. Gear patterns, rotten armor, eternal pattern. Okay. Adjusted scrap recipes, reduce scraps required for leather scraps, slightly increased fuel for spool of cotton thread from scraps, slightly increased. Okay. They increase the fuel. They want us to spend more in crafting. Agriculture on blocks. Fix issue where growing crops on blocks indoors cause a higher growth rate. What? I don't understand this. Agriculture on blocks. So if you I guess you can craft blocks. So if you place them, if you place a planter on a block, it increased the growth rate. Okay, so I didn't know that. User interface polish, multiple chat windows, Discord integration, chat tab reordering, nice. Off-screen tasks on autocomplete for whisper, player level tooltip. This is awesome. This is a good addition. Adventurer and player and producer level are now displayed in a tooltip when hovering over the character's name in the character sheet. Finally. Now I don't need to do /stats and then go open the folders, open the chat file, chat log file, and find my adventurer and producer levels. So this is a great improvement. A lot of players has been requesting this improvement, this addition. Show us our adventure and producer levels, and they did. They do listen. Oh my goodness, Portalarium do listen. Lowered NPC chat window. The NPC chat window has been moved closer to the bottom. Window interaction versus free attack. Left clicking to close a context menu will no longer initiate a free attack. Vendor sales in chat. Okay. When we added vendor sales being logged in the mail system, we removed them from being logged in chat. But many players were using chat to automatically log their sales. Okay, so this is a good addition. At least now I can see what has been bought without going to the mailbox. XP and gold earned pop-up text. Now when completing a quest, gold and experience received will be reported in the form of a pop-up screen message in addition to being reported in chat. Private property tooltip. Items that are owned by NPCs now have a private property. Okay, so if it says private property, don't take it. Look at that, it's awesome. Well, it's not that awesome. Lord British birthday telethon items. Okay, so we have completed all but one of the stretch goals rewards from the Lord British birthday telethon. For everyone who is eligible, the following items should appear in your bank for claiming in release 45. So we have the silver fireworks replenishing box, Lord British moon dial. Look at that, it looks awesome. It's better than Dark Star. This looks like the ornate. So those who bought the ornate would be mad, will not be happy. Because this looks like the ornate moon dial with a different base. Look at that. I'm going to put this in my home in Aldwater. Where else? Lord British helmet. Look at that. Lord British throne. I'm going to put that as well in Aldwater. Tuxedo, bird trick, flower one, mouth coil. Localization support. We have switched to a new font. Okay, to better support for Cyrillic characters. Localized installer. So now that it's clear, we have stability. What's this? Now that it's clear what to expect, we should also be as clear about what you should not expect. Stability. Stability should be much better than previous releases now that we have upgraded to Unity 5.6. Performance due to lost time to the Perforce meltdown. We did not get okay, we know that already. Game loop. Release 45 is a further iteration of our game loop, but is still missing a few key components and some balance. Visual quality. Effort to improve visual quality are ongoing. We will continue to iterate on this until we have highly competitive visuals. Right now the visuals are good. I'm satisfied with the look, the old school, or the the old style look of the game. But unfortunately, a lot of haters are trashing the look, the graphics of Shroud of the Avatar. So they need to. That's why they are continuously trying to improve the graphics or the visual quality, which is good. But if you have a good computer that can run the game in fantastic setting, the game looks really nice. Unfortunately for me, I can only play the game in fastest setting. I don't have a very good computer. In fact, my video card of like 7 or 8 years just died last July or June. Last June, I had to replace it with a not so better one. Pledge rewards that have been built and have tech support and have tech to support them are in the game. All other rewards are awaiting either content creation or tech support. You can find an updated list of these items in the known issues. Delayed content and features. As mentioned above, some features scheduled for this release did not make it. Story additions. The main storyline is now complete, but many aspects surrounding the main storyline are incomplete. Okay, like side quests and other things. And okay, so that's it. So those are the instructions or the information of what we can expect in release 45. And as always, Portalarium is very good in delivering delivering updates or patches. We have a lot of new items. We have 2 inns. We have the Lord British stuff, crafting pavilion. Okay, so guys, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me go through the release 45 instructions. And if you guys enjoyed it, please like the video, share to your friends, and subscribe to my channel in YouTube. Follow me in Twitch, in Mixer, in Smashcast, in Dailymotion, and even in Periscope. Again, my name is Caballero, and see you in Shroud of the Avatar. See you tomorrow in release 45. Don't forget to buy your tickets. Bye bye.